Yay! Woo! Yay, everybody. It's that time again. It's time for Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me. Love you.
Love you.
Welcome back to the United States.
Hot.
Woo! Coffee's hot, and it's got a little boybin in it. A little boybin in it.
A little
Angel's Envy from our friend Wes Henderson. Actually, he doesn't own that company anymore, right?
No.
Well, shoot. But when we got that bottle, he did.
But he does own the Kentucky Castle, which is amazing.
He does. It's an amazing place, an amazing place. Uh, and since we just left the land, well, we didn't really leave the land of castles, but the land
Oh, yeah,
of,
there are a lot of castles in England.
yeah, we didn't see any though. We didn't see
True.
any in but we saw like the pubs and things. I mean, we had dinner in a place the other night, I think that's been open since it was established in 1805. So, over there, when you happen on an old structure, it's an old structure.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I don't know if you remember the movie. Remember the movie Steve Martin did years ago? He was in it, L.A. Stories, and he picked up somebody at LAX, and he was talking to them about giving them a tour of Beverly Hills, and he said some of these buildings are 40 years old. My God, yeah, 40 years just ain't what it used to be. Anyway, we're back and we're watching the news. We had a wonderful time in the UK. The show was great. The people could not have been nicer. Right? All the folks at the hotel and
Yeah, I mean, because I wasn't
Pablo.
sure.
Thank you, Pablo.
Yes, wonderful. Sometimes you wonder how a show will go, but people were overly nice, overly polite. And we had mentioned this last week, but the Brits are quiet and orderly.
Yeah,
Everywhere
I'll
we
be right
went,
back.
even the line at the show, and it was thousands of people, like a mob.
It was a lot.
We've done that in the United States many times, so you kind of never know how it's going to go. But it was so quiet, a huge group of people. And I looked at John, and I said, "Can you believe how quiet it is in here? It's like a convention center." But it was great.
Well, they're even playing like very dramatic
Music.
classical music in the background. It wasn't like a lot of places are like ready to rumble. That kind of that. This was so everybody was. But we noticed as soon as we got into where did we land first? Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
That even when the plane stopped, here plane stops and it's like a fury of people. Everybody trying, yeah, everybody trying to get to the door first and get their luggage out, but there it was like the plane landed. You heard ding, and it was.
And you heard nothing. People were whispering or not talking. I think we mentioned that last week, but that continued to our trip. It just did.
Oh yeah,
It was
even the pubs weren't really rowdy.
no,
Yeah,
not at all. I mean, it wasn't like going to a sports bar here where it's so loud you can barely even hear yourself talk. But
I think
over
that's the
there,
point. They go there to talk.
yeah, they do.
They go there to have a
Very
drink,
civilized.
have some food, and have a conversation. And here, the way they design a lot of those places is kind of the enemy of conversation. You've got the screens everywhere, so you try to look at who you're there with, but you got somebody kicking a field goal, or you got something going on where you have to pay. It's hard not to pay attention. Yeah,
the TV's loud, the music loud, the people are loud. It's America. Hello.
it was.
It's okay. We're happy to be home.
It was great to get back, but it was great to be there. It is a little freaky for me. A couple of times when we were being driven around to the event from the hotel.
With the wheel on the wrong side.
My mind kicked in like, oh my God, we're gonna run, we're gonna hit. No, we're not gonna hit somebody.
With the roundabouts, I'm not sure what they called them, but it was a little weird with the driver being on the other side of the road.
Oh, that's right. Even the roundabouts, I think they go clockwise. We go counterclockwise. I think they. Anyway, thank God. I mean, I've only done one time. I was in where was I? Australia. I was in Australia long enough that I actually drove while I was there. Did a movie, gosh, years and years ago. And they drive on the left. I'm not going to say the wrong side because they say we drive on the wrong side. We just drive on a different side.
The right side.
The right side as opposed to the left side. But I remember acclimating to that there. And I tell you what was even harder than acclimating to it there was I came back, I flew into LAX, and then I got in my car and I was totally confused about where to go. So it was more strange for me to
Yeah,
acclimate
John,
back.
we're not renting a car ever.
No.
And we didn't need to. The Uber worked really well over there, and the trains were amazing. Lovely. Great service, and just,
And
again,
also quiet.
civilized and quiet. A train, mind you. So yeah, we felt like the loud people.
Well, we are the loud
We
people.
are the loud people, but I was like, even we toned it down a bit here and there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I whispered after the plane landed, I said, sounds like a library in here. I got a couple like, looks like.
So some questions people are asking. They're asking if they felt we were safe. They also are asking if the food was good, because it was like, oh, the food's terrible in England, and oh, it's so
Oh, no.
unsafe. Did you feel like you were going to, be assaulted or robbed or whatever? And we only had like maybe 5 minutes of being on a bridge that seemed a little dodgy. We got off of that, no problem.
Yep. Then when we did the cruise, I think we talked about this, right? Did we talk about the cruise, or was that?
I don't think so. I'm
That
not
was
sure.
Wednesday.
Sorry.
I
A
think
little
that
bit
was the
of
night
work.
of our last. I'm still
Yeah.
not sure what
But the
day.
cruise was amazing.
Yeah, it was really great, and we went down the Thames. Had really a terrific meal there as well, and there was
a Virgin cruise.
the Virgin Thames River cruise, dinner cruise, and there was a wonderful singer. I don't remember her name. I apologize, but she was singing like standards, and it's so interesting to me when somebody sings like that and there's no accent whatsoever. She sounded like Billie Holiday. She was amazing. But then when I talked to her, when I talked to her, she was very, 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 very British, and it was fun. We had the same experience way back when we were at Francis Tavern in New York. They had a trio there. I think we showed you that on the podcast, and I thought this might be the same singer, the same girl, but it wasn't. I said, "Had you sung in New York?" She said, "No, I'd love to." And I said, we were just in a tavern in New York where this amazing singer sounded like Billie Holiday, and when she talked, she had a very what we would consider strong British accent. And she said, "No, I don't." But anyway, she was wonderful. The wait staff on the cruise was terrific. We ventured out on top of one time. It was a little chilly that night, but we ventured out on top as we went under the Tower Bridge.
The one that everyone thinks is London Bridge.
Right. But London Bridge, I think, actually is in Lake Havasu. I think somebody bought London Bridge and put it in Lake Havasu.
Oh,
Or put it at Lake Havasu, yeah. So anyway, we had a great time. And we have, from what I could tell, pretty much unwavering support, because the big news regarding President Trump and the BBC is that they went, and now I've finally seen it, they went and took his speech on January 6th and cut it together intentionally in such a way that it actually sounded like he was gathering the troops to go and fight the White House, or fight the new administration coming in.
The J6 situation.
Yeah, the January 6th thing. So in the BBC version of it, if that was true, I would have said, I think Dee Dee would agree, well, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have said that. That can absolutely be construed as something that is inciting. But we all know he didn't say that, because we all saw it. So it was painfully obvious how they made this edit. So just as CBS on 60 Minutes made an edit to make Kamala Harris look good, and got their hands spanked to the tune of, I think, what was it, $15 or $16 million.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of money. The BBC did the same thing, actually within a statement by President Trump, or then Citizen Trump, to make him look bad. So I completely agree with President Trump when he said, this isn't like, he didn't say, look, I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm gonna get the bastards. No, he said, look, I have an obligation to keep them true to what it is they say they are, which is journalists. They say they are journalists. They must report the news as it happens. They must not alter the news so that they're not a rag magazine. They're the BBC, for crying out loud. So he's suing them, and they say, well, we'll apologize and we won't show it
It
again.
was all over the news there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because I kind of thought they might try to tamp it down. Nope, that's all they were talking about. That's all
yeah,
the people were talking about. Oh, Trump this, Trump that.
yeah. But they were saying, but what I heard was BBC shouldn't have done that.
Agreed.
And he's
But they don't
certain.
want to pay. We're not paying. Nobody wanted to
Well, that's
pay.
not up to you, Joe. Somebody's going to tell you what you're going to pay and how much. And we talked to a wonderful gentleman. Gosh, I can't remember. I think it was our friends from Ireland. Anyway,
No, Scotland. We had a big delegation come from Scotland. They were amazing. I keep
yeah.
saying amazing, but everything was. We had such a
If we were over there, you know what you'd say?
no,
Brilliant,
brilliant.
They
Of
were
course, it was
brilliant,
bloody brilliant.
bloody brilliant.
But
But
the delegation from Scotland was big. They drove like 7.5 hours, and they could not have been nicer.
on the other side of the road,
The-
from the other side of the car.
But the UK folks knew everything we were doing. I mean, they're really up on Schneider World, and it was fun. It's fun to talk to them about, oh, how's this? What's going on? What about Madison? And
Yeah.
it was touching in a way.
Yeah, I thought it was great. But one of them, it was somebody from the UK that made this suggestion. Why doesn't, in lieu of the of $1 billion settlement, they suggested that Trump insist that that they hold a free and fair election in the BBC in the next month. Now, I don't know. He can't obviously enforce that, but he can say, look, I'm going to go after, and I've heard now it's between $1 and $5 billion. I'm going to go after between $1 and $5 billion, or you can take what's behind door number 2 and hold an election that's not a mail-in ballot election, that is an actual election. So we'll see what happens. Now, he hasn't said that. This was just someone who mentioned it to us. And I thought that'd be a great idea, because that would make, I think the United States absolutely is the leader of the free world, but Great Britain is right up there, and what they do affects what happens in the rest of the world. They've got a terrible immigration problem over there. And they have the same argument that we have. There are they don't call them liberals there. What are they?
The Labor Party.
So there are people that are saying, no, this is unfair. You can't force people to document who they are, where they're from. Same nonsense that we have here. And yet you can't get a beer, you can't get a pint unless you have ID. So what's the difference? I don't understand the difference.
Now, speaking of pints, we had great meals there. Folks were asking, well, the British food's not supposed to be very good, but we love the meat pies.
Oh my gosh.
You don't get those over here. I mean, you get like a Swanson pot pie, or here and there in a restaurant there's a pot pie.
I kind of like Swanson pot
Well,
pies.
I know, honey. But these were like gourmet meat pies, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I'm saying that because it was just top of the top. Our trip could not have been better. I mean, there are no complaints at all. Everyone
Nope.
just, they're on top of things. I mean, and all the folks that were serving food or operating the trains and the planes and the automobiles were all just wonderful.
They were fantastic.
So, you like the meat pies, right?
I like those meat pies. We had one night where we had a meat pie sampler. I think there were 4 of them. Mm-hmm. You took a picture. I took a picture. Mm-hmm. So a meat pie sampler. But then at the restaurant of the hotel where we were staying in Liverpool, they had an Italian restaurant and an Italian. They made their own pasta. My gosh, it was good.
Best macaroni I've ever had.
Yeah. And what was the name of that hotel? Oh,
Inside.
Inside.
And it's INN, like an N.
Oh, very clever. Brilliant, brilliant. But the pasta there was great. The food was great.
In Liverpool.
In Liverpool. So if you're in Liverpool, and all of a sudden things are popping up, imagine that on my Facebook from Liverpool. If you want some fantastic Italian food, then go to the Inside Hotel and tell Pablo that John and Dee Dee sent you.
And Pablo made a tableside. We've got pictures of that.
Yep. And the chef, oh goodness.
But also, I don't want to.
Sorry, chef, I forgot.
London, because London we had.
London was great too.
Wonderful time. It was the St. George. at Trafalgar Square, and they were wonderful. We had like a flat. We had like a double uh, decker, I guess, like the buses. I've got that in my mind because buses were everywhere. I've never seen so many double decker buses
They were great.
throughout my entire life, and we did when we were in London for 2 days. It was nonstop double decker bus.
You can see them going by. I posted, we'll post it here again, but I posted that 27-second trip on the London Eye. And, it's
Oh, that was
it's a
great.
big kind of Ferris wheel with pods, and which are huge, by the way. I think you could probably fit 15 people in one of
I
those
think we did.
pods.
I think that's about how many people there.
Yeah, and it wasn't crowded at
And
all.
it didn't stop. I mean, unless you were like, you had trouble walking, you had to just jump on.
It's going
It is
slow.
going slow, but
Yeah.
still, you gotta kind of jump on. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, so that was great. Show you that as we're talking. There it is. There is London. There's Big Ben. Learned this about Big Ben. I've always considered the clock in that tower as being Big Ben, or the whole tower itself as being Big Ben. But actually, it's the bell inside that clock tower that is really Big Ben.
And we would hear it ring every time.
About
I mean,
every
it's
hour, I'm
loud.
thinking.
In a lovely, well, but point being, it's so loud that we were all over London and
Oh
we
yeah,
kind of heard it wherever we were.
yep. And dun, 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 bong, bong. It was amazing. And that's the area where I'm not sure what that building is. That
Big Ben, Parliament.
hey kids,
Big Ben, Parliament. So it's Parliament.
look.
And there's Scotland Yard's right there too.
Yep,
We're in the action-packed area.
we sure were. And
We
and
even went
that's
to a pub, Sherlock Holmes. That was okay.
we did.
That
Oh, I
was the
liked it. I
only
liked it.
thing that I did not like food-wise because the cheese tasted like it was rotten.
It wasn't
It
rotten. It
was
was just
gross.
it was pungent.
Well, worse.
And I had
Like
a
sour.
I had like fish and chips sandwich. And it was a little, because I thought it'd be like a fillet of fish, pardon me. I thought it'd be like a fillet of fish sandwich. It wasn't. It was fish and chips just on some, in between a couple of slices of Italian bread with some lettuce. It was a little hard to eat, so I just ate the fish out of it. It was really good. But yeah, it was a cute little pub. And I had I can't remember what, when I go to a place here, if I ever have beer, I don't really drink beer much anymore, but I figured over there I should get a pint pulled occasionally. And usually over here, if I'm going to have a beer, I ask for the most local, because we like to support local everything. And over there, all the beer is pretty much local.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was really good. And contrary to popular belief, it is not warm. The beer over there is not warm. There is a kind of beer that you can get that is warm. It's room temperature. But I thought it was so funny. Even on the plane, when we came back 2 days ago, the stewardess asked if I would like ice with my water, and I said yes. And it came back, and there was 1 cube of ice in it. And I asked, "May I please have some
So it's
more
all about
ice?"
the eyes.
Yeah, I like to. I know it's bad for my teeth, but I chew on the ice. And I said, "May I have some more ice?" And she brought me another cube and put it in there. So I'm not sure what it is. It's not like they don't have refrigeration. There's ice makers everywhere. So I don't know. I don't quite understand what that is. Maybe they don't like to dilute their
Maybe
spirits.
they just feel so cold and wet all the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't cold and wet till we got home.
That's true. London was lovely.
When we got back here to Madison, or when we got into Cincinnati,
It was cold.
that was cold and damp and everything that we had expected to get in London and Liverpool and Manchester. But we only had one day while we were there that was kind of crummy.
Not doable.
Sadly, that was our one day off in Liverpool, and it was Friday before the show. So we were going to do the Magical Mystery Tour, and we really didn't bring anything for that kind of way. It's the only day we needed it. You're probably saying, well, we're going to London in November. Of course, you're going to the UK in November. Of course, you needed to bring a
Well,
warm
we
coat.
took a look at the weather, and it was cold up in Scotland, but in
So we
London,
didn't get to go play golf. We did
no,
not go
that's a
play
bummer.
golf.
We'll go back though. We are going back.
I don't know how we would have had time really to do that
It would have
anyway.
been tough. But the
Yeah.
weather just it wasn't quite warm enough because it was cold and wet there. No way. And then they said it started snowing. And I dropped in the snow once and it
One
was
time, that was it.
horrible. We won't do it again.
Take that off the list. Speaking of that and the weekend, the show, we had some weird thing happen. We'd heard there was going to be a General Lee there, and in fact, there was a General Lee there. It was over by the where the wrestlers were, and where that fantastic train. I'm not sure what the train was from, but it was huge. And I asked the guy, "How in the world did you get that here?" And he said, "A piece at a time in the back of my van." So he assembles this monstrous train. I don't know if it's the Harry Potter train
I
or
think it might be.
yeah, it maybe it's brilliant. It truly is. It's brilliant, and it was right next to the Bumblebee, the yellow Camaro, and Transformer from Transformers. But the General Lee was sitting right there, and my understanding was that during the weekend I was going to also be taking pictures with the General Lee.
They advertised
And
it.
they advertised it, and quite a number of people, a lot of
The
people,
pictures.
said, "Hey, we bought the picture with you and the General Lee. When do we do that?" And I said, "Look, I have no idea, because the show was run perfectly. It was wonderful, but somebody got in there. They had to have somebody got in there who got their nose out of whack." Because of the General Lee or because of me.
Probably
Yeah, but the
flag.
car was still there. So they didn't ban the car from the event, but they stopped the picture taking part of it with me and the fans who really wanted that. People don't understand what a bit, well, you do if you're in the UK. People today over here, especially people who make their living by getting money from other people who actually work, people like that don't understand the power of Dukes of Hazzard, certainly then, globally. I mean, there's a video, fantastic video of the Dukes of Manchester where this guy's trying to climb in the window. It's pretty funny. But the power of that show, or the popularity of that show, rather, way back when and now, is really quite staggering. But somebody got in the middle there. I think I know who it is because some initials kept being bantied about, and they're always the same initials. And we're going to have a talk with that gentleman and make sure that this doesn't happen again.
It's basically John does so well. He was busy the entire time. So in a particular group, this person thinks John takes money away. And he might be right, but it's not his business and he shouldn't be trying to cancel John all the time. So yeah.
It's pretty sad, but like I said,
It is.
this is the kind of person that makes money off of other people's effort. Anyhow, this too shall pass. But I want you to know, if you had a picture, you've got to. It wasn't me,
The show.
but you've got to talk to the show, because if they sold you a ticket and then did not give you the opportunity to redeem that ticket for a picture with me in the car, then you got to take that up with them. Please do, because I want them also to know that they listened to the wrong person. Because what the Comic Cons are about, there's two schools of thought, and mine is right. I'm just going to tell you, mine is right. We are there for you. Everybody, whether we're on Smallville or Star Wars or Dukes of Hazzard or Doctor Who, anything, we are there for you. So it's about you when we're taking our pictures. If your eyes were closed or we had one shot, and the picture people were great. But there was one picture early on where the woman was moving her hair out of her face, and I knew they took a picture with her like that. And I said, we have to take another one. And we did, absolutely did, and it was perfectly fine. But I said, because they asked, they asked, that's who they asked. That's where that little bastard was standing, pardon me, behind the photographer, because she turned and asked this guy if it was okay to take another picture. And I said, it's not about him. It's about this young lady. She just got charged to take a picture, and we need to make sure she gets a picture that she's happy with. It's not about him. I'm just now realizing who that was. Shame on you. Shame on you. Go watch somebody else play. And yeah, leave me alone, because I won't leave you alone. Not anymore. Ha! Please say something before I say something I shouldn't.
Well, just
Can't
thank
believe
you
that's what
again
that
to the
was.
UK fans, because I'm telling you, I mean, John was busy from the beginning to the end. John never sits down. He always has conversations with the fans. He's very good with them. But it was nonstop, because you'll be at the table and then the paid pictures. And
And the panel was great.
the panel, oh, yeah, they had this cute girl that was playing a guitar and they were singing, and it was very,
Somebody save
it was,
me.
it was very
Flat
bad for co-ed, but with three.
was great. Was
But
great.
it sounded very British. It was really cute.
Oh, it was fantastic. And I tell you what, if you've not experienced a Comic Con with Michael Rosenbaum, you really need to, because that is a funny guy. My God, I used to call him Rosenclown.
Before we get into that too much further, we should
Uh-huh.
do the hat giveaway.
Absolutely.
And I love this hat.
Oh,
I always say that, but I think this looks kind of British.
spit spot. Oh, it is a little
Yeah, it's
British.
like a velvet, and it's got a white. That
Oh, it's like Jiffy Pop. It gets
kind
bigger.
of, yeah.
Gets
But it's
bigger.
so cute. I love it. But it's easy questions
I
week.
do it every week, and it doesn't fit this week any more than it fit last week.
So cute.
There you go.
But here's the question: since we have the holidays coming up, and believe me, we don't want to forget the turkey. Next week is Turkey Week.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
But I am going to jump to this Christmas question.
Okay.
In what state is the city of Santa Claus in? In what state there is a Santa Claus, and you can send letters to Santa Claus from their post office, from the Santa Claus post
Oh,
office.
that's great.
But there's one Santa Claus, maybe in the world, but I know there's one in the United States, and it's in this state. Where is it? And then if you're the first to get the answer right, you win this
You
hat.
will get this
Great
hat.
hat.
Really is a great hat.
It is. I love
And
it.
it's got, I mean, you can tell, can you see that? Yeah. Kind of like a coat, you can tell if a coat is good by its lining. You can tell if a hat is good by its lining. This is a beautiful hat.
It really
You
is.
think that's old?
Yes,
I think it's old. I
it's
think it's
vintage
vintage.
for sure.
Fantastic. Okay, so what state is the town of
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus? Santa Claus
Yes, it's
in.
Santa Claus, like Santa Claus, the state. It'll be great.
Right.
It's a wonderful place. And
Yeah, so I'm going
hopefully
to
you
put
can,
this down.
I'll put it over here to make sure nothing happens to this cute hat. I love it.
Oh, it can't.
I love all the hats. And I will say this.
What will you say?
In the UK, I mean, most of the time people are really great, but sometimes people are very weird and rude about me wearing hats. But over there, I was a rock star. They love it. They're all about the hats over there. They're like, "Oh, Dee Dee, we love your style, and we like to watch your outfit every week, and what you put on there, and it's just wonderful." They couldn't have been more supportive. We're here. I don't know where they're from exactly, but they're like, "Well, why do you wear that hat? You are you bald?" Give me a break. Really? No, I'm not. Neither is he.
Obviously. And by the way,
It's just my thing.
maybe later today, but certainly tomorrow,
But not super short.
I think it's going to be like
No.
Jim Cryer short. See, we have this difference of opinion. I think
I
that
love your hair short
when
too.
when my hair is so long, all people see is hair. And that's okay in life.
They
But
don't like your whiskers
if
more
I'm
than
going to
my
be,
hair.
well, but I haven't had a chance to trim this, but I'm going to trim this back down again. And then see what it looks like having the shorter hair and the beard.
I mean,
And
you look good either way in
well,
any of those combos.
yes, but I am an actor. And the problem with having this mane of insane hair is that on
An
camera,
insane maid.
an insane mane on camera, all you can see is the hair. And I was just watching some of the haves and have nots, and I've got the short hair, and you can see me think, you can see me laugh, you can see me angry. I mean, there's something about, I think I remember, it might have been Denver Pyle would say, this is great on the Dukes, but other than this, don't do it because the hair hides your skill. It hides your acting ability. So, or it just hides your face. So we're going to try to get in touch with the gentleman down the street here and see if I can get my hair cut. And if it's a little too short, it will obviously grow back. It's this that drives me crazy. You know, and it's only that long because Dee Dee picks on it all the time like this. And what do I say?
Don't pick my fro. He says it all
So
the
that's what I
time.
want because you pick my fro all the time.
It's so pretty. I like to touch it. Don't.
Don't pick my fro. Don't fro
That's what
my
he
fro.
says.
Don't fro my fro. Yo.
So
Don't
this
throw my fro, yo.
so this
Ha!
weekend we're going to go to.
Caledonia.
And what's fun about that is Caledonia is another name for Scotland.
For Scotland.
Yeah,
It's another name for Scotland.
Caledonia.
Not sure that's the right accent. It might be.
I think so. Well done.
Could be. I'm not sure the difference between
No,
that and Ireland.
oh,
I don't know.
there's a difference.
I know there is.
You
I
can
just don't know what it
understand
is.
the Irish, but the Scots sometimes no.
Depends on what time of
And the
day.
brogue gets thicker and thicker and thicker. It's tough to
Oh, that's a
understand.
great word. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Brogue.
The brogue.
Hmm.
A Scottish brogue. An Irish brogue? Scottish brogue.
The Irish, you can, well, unless it's Northern Ireland, but they're all Scots anyway, I think. Most. But boy, it
Well, you're going to
changes.
get letters about that one.
No, honey, because the Scots came, I mean, it was a whole thing, but they came on to Northern Ireland.
Yep, there's a line.
There's a line, but my
See
point
it? You're
is,
on that side.
after you cross that border, it does get tougher to understand folks. And I think when we go to Scotland, when we go to the Highlands, it'll be hard as well.
Yeah.
But it'll be charming. It'll be wonderful.
And we'll play some golf.
We will.
Let's see. Who did we meet? We met a wonderful gentleman, Ian, who I kept looking at him, and he had a jacket on kind of similar to this, and I said, "Is that an old friend, or is that was that just some amazing new design?" He said, "No, it's an old friend." And I was thinking, "My gosh, I've worked with this. I know this gentleman. This is a friend of mine." But we had never worked because we introduced one another. We introduced ourselves to one another, and he was on Downton Abbey, and
Absolutely. As soon as John said, I'm like, yeah, that was
of
Sir Richard,
course,
whatever his name was,
he was the guy that.
dastardly newspaper guy.
Well, he used his power strategically because he wanted. I don't know if you watched Downton Abbey or not. If you don't, it's really pretty. It's spectacular.
Mary. He went to marry
He
Mary.
wanted to marry Mary, for it was Mary. He wanted to marry Mary, and he didn't have any dirt on her, but someone came to the newspaper with some dirt on her, and he bought it so he could squelch it so that she would be beholden to him. He didn't say, I'm gonna print this, and if you don't marry me." It was rather, "Look, I'm not going to." I'm actually, they may have come to him and said, if you squash this, then Mary will marry you. I don't know. Anyway, he was wonderful, and it was so funny because it wasn't until we got, I think, on the plane where I looked him up, and I thought, "Oh my God." He was only there Saturday, but he could not
Yes, he
possibly have
looked
been
so
nicer.
familiar. He looked like Richard Chamberlain.
Yes,
He
but we
looked
remember
so.
we thought
Oh,
that
but
when we
as
saw him in
soon as
Downton
you make
Abbey.
the connect, forget it.
Yep,
I was like, all right, that's the guy. And he
yep,
was so good in it.
yep. We've been watching that. We're not quite done. And talk about hats. You want to see how to wear hats?
Hmm.
And the women in Downton Abbey always wear hats. They are really done up. It's
Especially if
beautiful,
they're outside. Always.
beautiful, beautiful hats. And the wardrobe in that show is fantastic. And there's another show that the guy that plays Thomas, who's such a
The mean guy.
delightful
But he's
bad
so good
guy.
at it.
Oh
He
my,
is
he's
a great
so
bad guy.
smarmy. Smarmy, I think, is the word. It's like, yeah, you just want to wash your hands. Uh, but he's got a procedural show. It's not Tango and Cash, but it's two names, kind of like that, where he's
Cop show.
a cop show or an
Or a Bobby
investigation,
show.
an investigation show, Bobby show, investigation show, and it looks fantastic. I hope we get it here. If not, we can probably find it. I'll figure out what the name of that is, and we'll tell you next week. But it was funny because as I'm doing the show, I thought, gosh, it would sure be great to do one of these shows with someone from Downton Abbey, so
We
that we
did.
can tell them how impressed and what big fans we are of the show. And right there, I'd been talking to someone from Downton Abbey for 10 minutes and didn't realize it. So shame on me, Ian. If you're watching this, it might be Ian because it's like Ian.
I don't know.
Ian. Anyway, he was wonderful, but I did tell him, do not, under any circumstances, put that jacket down because I will take it. think that's how I got this one. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I've had this coat a long, long time. But that was great fun. We saw the gentleman from Star Wars, right?
Boyega, I think is how you say the last name.
Hmm.
And it's just a happy group.
Yeah.
And the people, but it was really the people, the fans and the guests that were the stars in the show, I think.
Oh, absolutely. They were wonderful.
They were just polite and sweet and grateful, appreciative. You know, I can't go, but I didn't realize it was going to be that way, but it really was.
And so gracious, and so orderly because they, but efficient at the same time. A lot of times people will follow the rules. There's a queue but a lot of times following those rules or they slow things down. But not here. It was just like that. Our assistant was wonderful. And we had people from Scotland. We had a lot of people from Spain, which I found fascinating.
Ireland,
Portugal, yeah, it was really great,
Wales.
and it was terrific to see Tom Welling. It was terrific to see I spent some time with Aaron, who played Jimmy Olsen. I never had the chance to really chat with him before, and Eric, who was Whitney in the beginning, was fantastic. We had a ball. We had a ball, and it's so great to see how not just respectful, what Smallville and Dukes of Hazzard mean to people, mean to the folks who grew up watching them. A lot of people came up to me in tears, because on Smallville I didn't last past season 5 until I came back as an apparition or a ghost or a angel. I'm not sure which in the end, but it really is. It's great all these years later to find out how important, I mean, truly, Smallville and Dukes as well, they weren't just something people watched on television. These shows became part of people's lives. And I'm very proud, very honored to have been part of the shows, but I'm really proud and honored to be part of your lives. That really makes that makes all this stuff worthwhile. Not that it's work. People say, I love your work. And I said, you've been watching me play for 45 years, and thank you very much.
Well, you love your work. It's never work.
Right. Never work a day in your life.
And a lot of people is very touching. This happens every show, but maybe even more so at this one. Like, thank you so much for being such a great father figure. I did not have a father, or I did not have a good father, or a loving father. So they just thought of John.
Right. Or I lost my father.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people, you grow a callus, you lose somebody, you grow a callus. And then a show like Smallville, I think kind of pulls that callus away a little bit and opens your heart up to other things. And I see that every time I go to a Smallville event or anytime somebody comes up and talks to me about Smallville, it's always about that. And that really makes me very, very happy.
And
proud.
not only that, people appreciate John's music.
Over there a lot.
Yeah, because we've talked about how people always think it's just Bo Duke, which John's done a million other things, and he's very grateful for that. But we wanted to this year push the music, and it's been working because we've been doing more concerts and working on more music, and people over there knew all about it.
Yep, they did. It was really great. So we brought some music like Truck On. A bunch of people got Truck On. A bunch of people got the greatest hits. A bunch of people got Stand On It. They said that they weren't able to get it elsewhere, so they got that. To Die For, they got that. It was really, really great. Everybody was very interested in all of the things that we brought. Oh, speaking of stuff like that, we just have, I'm about to, when we get done with the podcast, we have 2 Christmas cards that Luke, not that Luke, our Luke, is offering through John Schneider Studios at johnschneider.shop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign all these right inside here, and then if you'd like to purchase one to give to someone else, then by all means do. Here's the in order to make this happen in time, I'm going to sign these here and then send them back to Luke. And then when you purchase them, they will come to you. So my autograph and signature is not going to say to Sally, Merry Christmas. It's going to say Merry Christmas, John Schneider. Okay. So you're going to have to put in to whomever the card is for yourself. But we have two. We've got, yeehaw! Have yourself an '01 Christmas right there. And then, of course, we've got the General Lee out in front of the barn, all done up. And I think that's pretty great.
Those aren't the only
So,
Christmas cards. John's doing singing Christmas
oh, the
cards,
Christmas Gram.
Christmas grams, and a lot of people have ordered them, but there's only so much time before Christmas, so get them in now.
Right.
And then you can say, oh, here's a unique Christmas present, and it's a message from John to your friend
Yeah.
or to your daughter or to your
Like
cousin.
like if you were Dee Dee and you ordered it, and she'll probably be singing it, but it would be Dee Dee the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever so it's a fun thing to be able to get to send to one of your loved ones. So it'd be great. Get it. It's called a Christmas Gram. You spell it like a graham cracker? No,
No.
Gram,
Like telegram.
like telegram.
Yeah, it's like a singing telegram.
Right.
Christmas.
And a couple songs to choose from, and we'll slip your name in there. And it's kind of cute, it's kind of fun. We sold a bunch of them this week, so those I actually do on my phone, and I send them to Luke, and then Luke sends them to you. And as they say over there, then Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. Done.
And all the cards you can get where?
JohnSchneider.shop. We'll have that run across here or put it in the description below.
See, I like those because that's for people who have everything. Wow, they don't have that.
You don't have that, and you don't have this hat. You don't have this little hat.
Christmas note.
Right, you don't have the singing Christmas gram.
I guess if you want to do it for Thanksgiving or New Year's, you could probably figure it out. But for now, it's Christmas.
Right. We're just watching this morning. I'm getting back to politics just a little bit. I know. What else are we going to talk about right now?
A million things. But go ahead.
Okay, then go for it.
Well, I can talk about how pretty Madison is
Absolutely.
and how our travel has been amazing. I said it, for the 18th time, amazing. And also,
Yeah.
John's really playing a lot more of his guitar. And he's getting, we're just getting so many requests for music. And I love it because that was something we really did want to push this year.
Yeah, we did want to push this year.
And it is, again, the 50-state tour. And we are getting through them, but at the end, we're probably going to be running and gunning. But any of you have suggestions for places to go in your state, even if it's not the state you live in, if you're like, oh, yeah, this is like a great place to celebrate, patriotism, or maybe it's just like something that's in Wyoming. Well, this is very Wyoming. You should come here. This is where this happened. This is where that happened. And you all are giving great suggestions, but please keep them coming because as our schedule changes, so do the opportunities to go to different places.
Right.
We're in November. We've got through January 4th to get through all the states, and we do have several more to get through.
July 4th.
July 4th, yes.
Scared me. We got the January 4th.
That would be, we'd be taking planes everywhere.
So we're going to do Missouri this weekend because we're going to Caledonia. And Catherine is doing fine. She's at home. She can't travel right now. So there was one time when it was just going to be at Caledonia. There was a time it was going to be all three of us. There was a time it was going to be two of us. Now it's going to be me again. It's kind of back to the way it started. So, but Catherine is fine. I know you're going to ask me that when you come to Caledonia. I say that. Last week, my piano player broke his finger at Billy Bob's doing that. But so it's going to be me. Bring your stuff. We're going to have a great time. The people there could not possibly be nicer either. Car people are just, I think, very special people. Got a new car. Got a new old car. And it's specifically for the Earls of Perry. I've been writing on the plane. I was writing some Earls of Perry. I don't really type that fast, but I like to make you think I do. Typewriter.
I love the color of it, but John's going to paint it.
Yeah, it's not going to stay green. Right now, it's kind of
green,
kind of British racing green. Yeah, problem with a green car, though, is if you put it out there in the woods and it's driving by on a dirt road, the woods are green. You can't see it.
Of course, you're going to do orange, but I love the color.
I don't know. I might do orange. I might do gray. I might do...
Okay.
No, it's
Well,
gonna be
we
orange.
can't say what it is, but I'm just going to tell you, and I know people are like, well, you got to tell us now. Well, we'll tell you if it happens. But John is up for a huge part in a big show. So we'll see what happens. Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
People love you, honey. Not as much as I do, but they love you. They do.
they
Even the
does.
kiddos.
They does.
Even
Even
the
the kiddos.
kiddos.
Yeah. Well,
When we were over there and here too, but the parents make sure and pass along the tradition. And the kids, they know it's Bo Duke. It's Jonathan Kent.
yeah,
It's Pa Kent.
it's pretty great.
Yeah, it
Pretty great.
is.
Yeah, Pa Kent.
Pa Kent.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, you hear a little bit of everything, but not in a loud way there, just
Yeah.
and gracious. And then we come back home and it's just different. You go to a bar or you go to a restaurant and it's just loud. It just feels loud.
Sure, there can be 3 people at a bar here and it's
And
loud.
it's loud. And we're loud. We're the loud people too.
Well, one of us is.
Oh yeah, it's only me.
I didn't say that.
One of us.
Yeah, one of us.
So we did work out a little bit today, just so you know, we came back and the
I did my plank.
cycle, it wasn't working that great, but we did a little bit of it. But you did your
I reset it. Yeah, we have a kind of a stair stepper, a Bowflex stair stepper machine, a total body stair stepper machine on the back porch, and I got it working. So it just kept stopping. I don't know why. But
it gives you the tour around the world, so that's kind of fun.
I did my electric suit.
The electrocution suit.
I did the
Did it
electrocution
work or
suit.
did it keep cutting out?
It only cut out once.
Okay.
Yeah, it only cut out once. Yeah, so it was fine. And I did my planks. I saw on YouTube, if you're after a certain age, if you do planks for 6 minutes a day, here's what'll happen to your body. It was pretty accurate because they talked about how, at first you break it up in 6 1-minute planks. And then you break it up into 3 2-minute planks. And you figure it out as you go. But so this morning I did a 4-minute plank and a 2-minute plank. And way back when I was doing P90X, I could do a plank and watch a movie. I mean, I don't know where that core strength went, but it's coming back because the first day I did this, and they said the first day you do it, a minute is going to seem like forever, and it's going to get easier as long as you keep doing it day after day. Well, they were right because I could barely do a minute at a time a week ago when I started. And this morning I did the first one was 4 minutes. Now the last 30 seconds was very hard and shaky, but I did it. And it really helps. It helps your overall fitness to do planks, to do squats, to do stuff that you can do without having to carry weights around. And I did that because I didn't want to bring my electrocution suit over the water. Because I'm so glad I did this. Are you glad? Are you glad that we didn't have any check bags?
Yes, I always carry a bigger bag than John, but this time I took carry on just like he did. And I wore a lot of black.
Yeah.
And we did send out for laundry once, but yeah, it worked. We made it work. But John is the best folder in the world. He can take a dress that's got a lot of material to it, and it's like this big by the time you're done. He's just really a good folder. He watches videos.
I think we would have lost the chance with all the stuff that was going on when we left. The government was still shut down when we left. So,
and not only that, we were getting on and off trains and everything. It would have been a pain.
Oh, it really would have been a pain.
Yeah,
so it was great. Thank you for doing that. I know it was not easy. And when we got checked in I guess we're in Manchester, they checked our bags, and I had just packed them. And I told the guy wanted to open Dee Dee's carry-on bag, and I said, "Be careful! It's like that thing of biscuits." And he said, "You open it." He was very funny. He knew Dukes, he knew Smallville, he knew us.
They're just like, he goes, "Where's Dee Dee?"
Yeah.
I mean, they follow what we're doing over here, and
so I opened her bag. I pressed the thing, and it went like that. And it was fine. But yeah, I'm so glad we did that. Learn how to pack, by the way. There are things on YouTube that can teach you how to pack, even suits. You can pack a whole suit and take it out, and it won't be wrinkled. It's pretty fantastic.
I mean, anywhere. I cannot even believe how flawless our trip was.
We had the one delay go well. We had delays in the right spot. We had delays either side of But on the way there, the delay didn't matter to us because we had a long
security, though. I was talking about security.
Oh, security was easy.
We literally just put our passport down and it connected the ETA, done.
Beep.
And I'm like, did we do everything?
Yeah, I kept waiting to see a line.
Like we missed something. And then we came back, easy too. Nothing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
no problem. It came through the USA thing because now they have facial recognition software. If that freaks you out,
Yeah, they
welcome
take your
to.
picture and.
Well, they've got these things up, yeah, and it's boom, bang, bang, bang.
Oh, but
Okay,
what we do want is we're starting to get more and more requests for international work. So what we want to do is
play,
get global. What, honey?
play,
Yes, play. So we
play.
want to go for global entry. So that will be
Oh, we have to sign up for that. Yeah.
yeah. I think you just sign up online because they said, well, it takes a little while for it to go through all the paperwork or whatever, or to run the traps. But we want to do that. That'll make it a lot easier.
Yep. Absolutely have to do that. We recommend that if you travel, sign up for Clear, sign up for TSA Pre, sign up for all that stuff. Because you just never know when you get to an airport. You could have nobody in line, or you could have an hour and a half or longer in line. So sign up for those things, and then you get to go. You get to go quicker. I prefer to drive, but you can't drive to the UK from here. So
But I do
we did
think we'll
that.
take the ship at some point.
Yep.
We
Well, we're going to do Smallville, the Smallville, or Cruiseville.
Yeah, Cruiseville.
Cruiseville is going to be fun.
Yep, that's next year. I think like end of July, beginning of August. I think.
Anyway,
July's in there somewhere.
we saw quite a few people over in Liverpool that are going to be on that. Yeah, so that was great. 9 minutes left. I do have to talk. I do have to talk a little bit about this because I keep watching Gavin Newsom talk about waving the victory flag because they've got some judge somewhere to tell Governor Abbott in Texas that redistricting because of population or redrawing lines because of the census or redrawing lines is not fair and unconstitutional. He says that with this hand on this side of his mouth. And then on this side of his mouth with this hand, he brags about how they are redistricting. I can't say it. Redistricting the state of California. So why are you celebrating that you can do it? I mean, I understand why, but how can you possibly show your face publicly while you're saying this is wrong and it's terrible and it's a threat to democracy, while at the same time you're doing it in your state? Why do they continue to believe that it's okay, free and fair, dare I say, for them to have it both ways? I don't understand it. And I don't understand anyone who is buying into his nonsense. I just don't get it. So if it's okay for you, then it's okay for us. And both sides have been doing it since the beginning of our time here. It's kind of what you do. So I don't understand why anyone's letting him get away with it, let alone anyone is touting him as being some, a be all end all because he's done such a great job with California. He let all those homes burn down. He hasn't done squat about making sure these people can get permits and rebuild. In
Something
fact,
came up about that today about how something smells about it. So we've been right the entire time.
well,
But
yeah, and you
now
say you say that what they did there was
a land grab.
explain that.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, if your house burns down and the whole neighborhood is just obliterated, well, you've got to go on with your life. You've got kids. You've got, it takes a while to get back insurance. And then finally there's, oh, forget it. Just buy us out and we'll leave because it's too hard. So that's what they're doing, allegedly. But it's coming out more and more and more. And what we've seen this in the last year under the Trump administration is people are being found out that they're like taking money from the USAID and that train to nowhere in California. I mean, it's run rampant in California. Gavin
Yeah,
Newsom is the poster child for that. It's terrible. And we've even got drama in Indiana. I mean, we want to redistrict here too, but we've got a couple of senators holding it up where the governor wants it, the House voted it in, but we've got a couple. It's not good. So, yeah, a lot of people in Indiana are not happy about that.
yeah,
Uh, and it's, look, whenever you add districts, it's a big deal because it basically sways the power.
yeah.
Meaning, like, you've got 435 people in Congress. Well, if California has 10 more districts, well, guess what? That changes everything. Or it
Yeah.
can.
And it's
And
going to
they want
continue
it.
to give power to the densely populated areas, more power to the densely populated areas
The
than
Democrats
to
always
the
want that.
rest. Yeah, that's what they do. So that kind of ignores the agriculture folks. It ignores the farmers. It ignores the ranchers. It ignores
When we're a
uh,
republic, too
all
bad.
those folks. Yeah, we are a republic. They keep saying we're a democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a republic. We're a constitutional
Constitutional
republic.
republic. And that is so all Americans can be represented.
Right. And we're still griping and pissing and moaning about Mom Domney.
Mondomney.
And he's, I keep seeing things where he is saying things that are making people who voted for him go,
Well, yeah, now he's saying, well, maybe we can't do that. Oh, okay.
yeah, well, I really don't have the power to do
You know
that.
what?
They're keeping me from doing that. No, you never had the ability to do that in the first place. So we talked about that last week. When somebody gets up there and promises you all these things, make sure in your research that they actually will have the power or the authority to try to act on those promises should they win.
Oh, I know what we have to talk about.
What? We've got, 5 minutes. Go.
I know, but Bobby Bones. I mean, when John talked about Bobby Bones, it went viral. So John was on Dancing with the Stars, and now, honey, take it away.
So they had their anniversary 20th or 40th. I'm not sure.
We were invited.
We were going to go,
John was
but
invited.
yeah, but that
we went to England and just scheduled.
So we couldn't go. I'm sorry, Dina. It was going to be great. Well, somebody apparently asked Tom Bergeron if there were any surprises during it, and he said he was surprised. Now, I have not seen this, but I've read it, that he was surprised that Bobby Bones won.
But everybody was. I mean, I didn't watch the show.
Including, and I was there.
But now everybody says, well, nobody thought he should win.
So Bobby then says, well, I was treated so poorly on that show that I even sent my disco ball award back.
Treated so badly that he won.
And I was there. Everybody who was there, including Bobby Bones, thought he should not have won. And I thought that was very gracious that night, because we looked at him like, dude, what just happened? He said, I don't know, but this is great. I got to, So he was among those who were surprised, like Tom Bergeron was, that Bobby Bones won. Until now, and I don't know if his show is failing, I don't know what, because anytime I talk to people, I got to be honest with you, Bobby, and that's okay, because I'm sure nobody knows. Nah, I'm not sure of that. But anyway, so I got in there and I defended Tom Bergeron and I defended Dancing with the Stars because I said, there's only one thing worse than a sore loser, and it's a sore winner. And that's what Bobby has been. And I don't know if it's bumped up his viewership or what it's done, but I don't care. That's just not right. Milo should have won. I believe Milo should have won, and I believe everybody on the show that night was in agreement that Milo was unbelievably amazing. Here's a guy I think he was 17, 18 at the time, 6'4", 6'5". And it's hard for people that tall to be graceful. He turned into Fred Astaire. He was a delight, an absolute delight to watch. So anyway, that's all the time we have. We got to go. Oh, we're already at the end of the hour. Okay. What did you want to say?
No, just that everybody thought he was a better dancer, but they thought you were a great dancer.
No. I was, no. And that's the thing. If I'd gone on there and said, Bobby Bones, you shouldn't have won, I should have won. No, I would never say that, because that's not true. I went to defend Tom. I went to defend Dancing with the Stars, who also, by the way, are the same production company that do The Masked Singer. So I defended them. Bobby had some deal before he did Dancing with the Stars on ABC. So I think ABC kind of looked at Bobby, kind of turned their head a little bit at his shenanigans. But he was absolutely not treated poorly on that show. He won.
How can you say you were treated poorly?
Anyway, you all take care. This has been Drinks with John. Whoa, Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me.
I'm fine, honey. We're a team.
All right. We'll see you next. Love you too. We'll see you next week. Keep your eyes open for stuff and let us know where you think we should go in your state or your favorite vacation spot. Caledonia.
And New York, December 5th.
Okay, that's all the time we have. You take care of yourselves. Yeehaw. Bye.
Bye.